All good.
Yay. Okay, well, welcome everyone to week 5, day 2 of Gap Stuff. We're going to continue talking about intellectual merit today, while we're going to focus on the second half, which is more of the storyboarding and also the drafting, because last week we did a bunch of the mind mapping.
So, oh wait, do you want to do your warm up? Do you want to do your warm
No, you can do it.
up? Okay. So we have a little fun warm up question first. For y'all, what experiences have shaped your career interests? Did you try something new that you didn't think you would like as much and then ended up loving it? Um, any special lab work, any internships, any volunteer work, anything that you feel has had an impact on where your career interests started developing. We'll just take a few minutes for this. If you want to unmute and share or pop it in the chat. I know I almost had like an evolution for mine. Like as a kid, I loved going to the museum with my mom. She would always try to take me whenever they had the little free days. That got me into like natural science. And then my first summer internship got me into marine science. So that was very cool, especially being on a boat. Love being on a boat. So fun. Let's see. Lexi, before doing river water research, did not know it was a thing. Well, how did you find out about it?
I found out about it through URock, and I just knew that I liked environmental science, and they were like, hey, you should talk to this professor dude. And he's like, you want a job? And I said, yes, please.
So love it. Sometimes it works out like that. It's so funny. Okay, let's see. Your personality, positionality.
Personality?
Yeah, positionality, like where I am in the world, like how I am, how I grew up, like first generation, Latinx or Chicano. Sorry, I don't know if you first generation. My mother was an immigrant. Like those things kind of helped me shape my perspective of the world, which kind of helped me kind of guide me as to what I want to advocate for in my life, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. Um, yeah, I mean, sounds like now you are really focused on activism in the community, and using your voice to empower your community through academia. It's amazing. Love that. Haley, I've always known I wanted to study diabetes because of your dad. And once you joined the developmental biolab, I just confirmed the love even more. That's amazing. Love that. Love the personal connection. So we asked this because this is going to be something to keep in mind during your writing process. Um, the application for the GRFP, they want to see your scholarship, your intellectual merit, but they also want to see your personal connection to it because they need to see your drive. So thinking about these experiences and how they have really helped the journey of your career, and your research interests will just help with the flow of your writing and just further emphasizing that you're dedicated to this. Lexi, do you have anything to add to that?
You summed it up pretty well. Yeah, so just building off what Emily said, this is our agenda for today, which will jump into more of these ideas. So again, we'll go over a quick intellectual merit review, and we'll go a quick review also of storyboarding, and then we'll go into more of the drafting and work time. So like we did last time, just time for you all to work on your products, and if you have any questions, ask us. And then of course, deliverables and next time, like always.
So there's a quick review of intellectual merit again. This is page 10 of the primer. We know we talked about this last time, but just a very brief review. The intellectual merit is also known as the relevant background section of your personal statement. This is when you use your merit to describe scholarly development. So like I said, that path of your career, right? It's not just, oh, ever since, I could crawl, I've known I wanted to do this. Your journey has been a journey. So you want to talk about each experience as a stepping stone to the development of your career as a student. And again, this is going to end up being about 3/4 of a page. So definitely at least a couple paragraphs, but the actual amount is going to depend on person to person.
So this is again just a review of intellectual merit. Again, you gotta open up with your mission statement, so showing how your research and how that incorporates with the originality, significance, impact, and then the potentially transformative nature of your proposed research. And then we have some questions right below that we went over on Tuesday, but we have them here again of things just to consider when you're writing your super strong intellectual merit summary statement. So again, the creative, original, all that good stuff, but then also how does your research advance the knowledge and understanding of the field, and also across other fields as well? And the other questions are, what are the beliefs, what are the benefits and impacts of your proposed research within the field and across fields? How will you foster collaborations? And then how will you publish and present your findings within and across disciplines? So you don't necessarily have to answer all of these questions within your intellectual merit, but these are definitely things to consider when you are creating your mind map, but also when you are drafting the writing as well.
So now we're just going to do a quick review of storyboarding. Again, this is going to be pages 30 to 34 on the primer. If you want to see more examples and a little bit more of a description of it, we'll give you a brief overview right now, though. So yeah, just a reminder, this is the second step in pre-writing. This is kind of meant as almost like an outlining tool to help you organize your thoughts from the mind mapping and start to develop an actual flow and building some of your narrative. So the top image is going to be a template of things to include in your storyboard. You can do this on Google Slides, so you can have some fun with it. Like I did an image in my background, as you can see on the bottom, and I changed the colors just to keep it a little bit fun and exciting. But you can also just do it on, whatever media works best for you. If you want to just go doodle, if you want to just use a Google Doc, that is okay as well. Or, if you want to have more fun with it and use Canva, do whatever feels best. But you will want to think about the theme, the topic sentence, impact sentence, key points, ideas, messaging, and the 4 pillars, the closing sentence, and then you can consider adding a speaker notes section just to write down any other little thoughts or ideas. The typical format of this is to do 1 slide if you're doing Google Slides per paragraph. So you can see on the bottom, I wrote this is my introduction section. So my personal statement section of the personal statement, and with looking at the background, the breakdown we had earlier. This is my paragraph 1, version 1. So I did a couple of edits, and I would say version 2 when I did edits on it. And I just wrote down, what I'm envisioning this paragraph to look like. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that.
All right, and then we have just some notes about when you actually start to draft it, as either part of your storyboarding or when you actually do start fully writing it out in sentences and all that good stuff. But so in the previous sessions, we've talked about taking the chronological approach, which can help with that funnel shape where you start a lot broader in either your interests or the different projects that you've done. And then as you go along, hopefully within your college career, you find out different things that you like to research. And you also get more of an interest on specific things about that research as well. But when you talk about those different research opportunities, you want to make sure that you don't just list the different activities or experiences that you did. You really want to explain why you did each thing, how that experience benefited you, but then also make it flow and transition well inside the journey of research that you've been a part of. And again, those experiences should also show how you're leveling up and evolving and taking on bigger challenges in the world of research. So we have some wonderful examples right below that talk about different experiences from different people. So the first one is I discovered my love for ecology at my first research experience as a marine physical lab, MLP, MPL, jeez, intern at Scripps Institute of Oceanography. So the sentence after that is then working with Scripps sparked my interest in marine ecology, but I wanted to explore other areas of ecology. I was accepted to join the winter 2023 LSAM Costa Rica research expedition, where I trekked through tropical forests and got my first experience in studying species interactions. If you guys can't guess who this is already, it's Emily, by the way. But then the third sentence is during my undergraduate career, I pursued opportunities to strengthen my scientific writing and communication. I connected with a CSUMB alumni, Elizabeth Carter, and worked as her scientific communications interns at, I can't see the last little part of that.
It got cut off. I don't remember what it says.
Oh, at Fish Bio, an environmental consulting company. Yes. So this is a great example of how Emily started off her paragraph in a very broad sense. So figuring out that she really liked ecology. And then, oh, look at that. Because of the different things that she's done, she now got this other opportunity that developed her love of ecology into specifically marine ecology. And then from that, then she realized she liked looking at different species interactions. And then knowing about those species interactions, she then worked to develop more of her broader impacts from all of that research and help others and consult other companies as well. So Emily's,
sorry.
no,
I was just going to say these are 3 different paragraphs. So the first paragraph is my first experience. The second sentence is from my second paragraph. So these are all like the first sentence of my first 3 paragraphs in my broader impacts. So like Lexi said, you can see my flow.
Yeah, so each paragraph goes into like more details of what each experience looked at and how she got from each experience and leveled up and went on to each different one. Yeah. So that's just a really great option and example.
So your favorite time, I'm sure. We're gonna do another activity. Just like we did last week, I put the link in the chat. We're gonna do another Jamboard to start looking at storyboarding your first paragraph. It's okay if you don't have, your mind map completely done or all of that. This is just a little bit of brainstorming and getting a little bit of practice on, how you might go about this. Lexi, would you be able to open up the board, or do you want me to share? Thank you. Yeah. So we'll take until 4:30 to do this. So it's about 12 minutes. So you have I think it was like 5 slides. So it's about 2 minutes per slide, but take as much time as you want. You can go about it as at your own pace. So yeah, so there's each of the, the 5 main headers you want to address for a storyboard. For the sentence ones, I know that can be difficult to think of a sentence right now. Just kind of jot down an idea on what you might want that to look like. It doesn't have to be a full sentence. This is just brainstorming, getting thoughts down, just kind of word dumping for now. So yeah, so we'll take until 4:30 for this. Let us know if you have a question. I'm going to add in some of my own examples and thoughts. Lexi, if you want to do the same to help get it going. But yeah, feel free to talk it out with us. You can unmute, you can use the chat, whatever works best for you. And we will regroup at 4:30. So for those of you who are joining us over the video, we had a great question earlier regarding, when do you start talking about how you got into your field or your passion? And it was phrased beautifully to leave more personal passion in the personal statement section of this statement. So that'll be the first kind of intro section when we see the breakdown earlier in this presentation. You'll do that first. That'll be your personal passion, how you got into this, your connection to it. Whereas the intellectual merit section is going to be more that scholarly part of your passion. How did your experiences, your research and scholarly experiences specifically influence your research and what you want to do for your career? So if you have questions about that, feel free to contact us. We'd be happy to explain further, but just want to make sure that was shared. So now we're going to go into drafting. Woo!
Yeah, so we just did that exercise to help with storyboards. So now we're going to practice putting all of those wonderful sentences and those ideas into more sentences and making them transition all nicely and doing all those good things. Here we just have a bunch of different resources that are good to have close by as you're drafting. So you have your mind map, CV, storyboard, and GRFP prompt. Your mind map is super good because, again, it has all those different pillars that you should have identified previously to starting your storyboard or your mind map, because it really does help with that organization and making sure you hit every single pillar and all those wonderful things that you wanted to talk about. Storyboard, of course, is then the step after that where you organize all of those different thoughts. CV, all of the information on your CV should already be included in your mind map, but it's good just to have it around for easy access if you forget something or decide that you do want to add something else in. And then, of course, your GRFP prompt is always good to have, just because it's good to have it like at the top of your paper in order to remind you and make sure you're staying on track of all those different things.
So now we're just going to do our usual work time. So you'll have until 4:50 to continue storyboarding, drafting. If you still want to work more in mind mapping, of course, you can do that. But focusing on your intellectual merits for right now, so that you can ask us any questions that you might have. Oh, it says my internet connection's unstable. Can you hear me okay?
No, we completely missed the last part of it. Just repeat it. Sorry, thank you.
Okay. We'll have until 4:50. I don't know where it cut out. To work on storyboarding, drafting. If you want to finish mind maps, go for it. But we do recommend working on intellectual merits so that you can ask us questions. Think about your mission statement, look at the mind maps, and think about how do your experiences set the stage for what you want to do. Make it yours, of course, use whatever we show you, make it however is going to help you the best. I can't remember what else I said. I hope that was it. Feel free to ask us questions, or if you want to see more examples or anything like that, we'd be happy to do that. So yeah, we'll come back at 4:50. So just keep drafting these out. Remember, they don't have to be perfect. You're just getting ideas down for now. I'll take it away now.
Okay, so now that we are done with that, thanks again, everyone, for sharing all your small wins. We're going to move on to deliverables, which again is just things that you should be working on right now, in addition to all the other things like CVs and emails and stuff like that. But yeah, the emails to potential faculty, the draft of the broader impact section, and now also the draft to the intellectual merit section as well are things that you should be looking at. You can be asking us questions about the mind mapping and all those good things. Okay, I can do this part. Yeah, so yeah, the Zoom meetings and potential faculty and emails to all those letter writer things, they do take a while. So these are things you should be thinking about if you want to make an appointment with us to ask us questions about them or for feedback on any of the email formatting. Our appointments are right there. They're also on Canvas, so let us know if you need help.
As always, this is a quick summary timeline. Remember, it's different for everybody, but this is an idea of what we would recommend, so you are aware of the priority of each of the portions of this application, how long they might take you, and when we suggest finishing them by. There's a lot of different parts to this, so just don't forget about them. Some take longer than others. Portal information usually gets forgotten about. This doesn't need to be done right now, but maybe you hit like a wall, but you still you want to get something done. Log into the portal information, knock out some of it. It's really easy, but it can still take some time. So you can do that. Don't forget about your transcripts, especially if you have more than one. Make sure you know what it is you're submitting and make sure you get those downloaded. Definitely be thinking about your letters of recommendation. You already know you're going to apply to it, so you may as well just ask them now or just, be doing that soon. Remember the statements, the research plan are going to take a lot of time. This isn't all writing time. It's the brainstorming, the pre-writing, the drafting, the revisions. So try to have this done early if you can, and we're working on it, but it's gonna take some time. And then of course your CV and your emails.
Okay, so with that, I think the applications did open already.
I think that because they
So
usually open in July, I thought. I'll look it up, Lexi. You can keep going through the slides.
perfect. Yeah, so you should be able to if they are open, you should be able to log into the portal section at least, and start answering some of those questions. It usually opens around mid-July, I want to say. I could be completely making that up though. But I will check.
Looking it up, you can. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, cool. So for next week, we'll be starting to go over the future goals section of the personal statement and specifically mind mapping those future goals. And again, we'll do a breakdown of what that even means and all of the pillars that will be included within that as well, though. While Emily's gonna keep looking that up, these are again all of our resources that we have every single time. So the virtual office hours, the Just Right sessions, and also all the materials, including these slides and this recording as well, will be in that Google Drive, and you can access them at any time. And that is all the slides we have for you today. Thank you all for coming.
So I just put in the chat the link to the module that you log into. So if you have trouble finding that, if you go to the main GRFP website, where did I grab it from actually? Oh, so on the main GRFP website, you'll go to the applicants tab. Here, so, sorry, just popping.
Sharing.
Oh, do you want me to share?
Yeah.
Aquí. Share. Okay, so yeah, so main GRFP homepage will look like this. Basic information, contact info up here, all of that great stuff. You can get more information on the application portion here as well. Doesn't hurt to look at the references info as well and maybe give some of that info to your letter writers. But anyway, up at the top here, this little bar, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but top bar, go to applicants. And then right here, the module. And then you will be able to sign in or create an account. It does not look like it is open yet. Oh yeah, so see, you can register right here. I'm still trying to find, I don't see anything posted yet. So it might not be open yet. I thought it would be though.
It might be in the primer actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
It wouldn't be in our primer. It's too old.
But usually it's like the same every year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Oh. One tab now. Oh, this was archived. That's not helpful. So so one downside with this is sometimes they are not they don't always give you a ton of info very easily. Looks like they're gonna give around 2,500 awards though.
It might have not opened up yet, and it's going to very soon because I thought it opens up in July.
I thought so too. It might we're probably just like a week or two behind, huh? So last year's was posted on July 18th. So I would expect this to be posted again with all the information, with the module and all of that ready to go in a week or two. Remember that due dates are not at midnight, or at least they weren't for us. Oh no, did I get
Yeah, a
like
lot of times they're like East Coast time.
this actually says local time based off of your mailing address. But if you happen to be
Interesting.
traveling during that time, remember it's going to be wherever you put your mailing address as. Another reason to not do all the stuff at the last minute. But yeah. That is it. If you have any questions for us, please let us know. As always, the recording and the slides will be posted soon on Canvas and the folder. So if you have any questions or anything, let us know. Otherwise, hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.